Well, I need to clean up the society of corruption, which began about 10 years ago.
You spoke about the last 10 years, but don't you feel to some degree since independence, there's always been an element of corruption in our society?
Well, see, element is one matter, but what's happening is plunder. And that is something which we need to put out. I would consider corruption as a major issue which needs to be addressed. I'm sorry that BJP is not doing so.
And you're a part of the BJP.
Of course, I'm part of the BJP.
Difficulty with PM Modi.
He tells lies. For instance, he says that nobody has come from China into our territory, which is a lie. He claims credit for people who have done the work, and he says, no, he has done it like Ram Mandir. He had no contribution in doing anything about getting the Supreme Court to clear the Ram Mandir project. It was I who did it, but he very brazenly kept me out of all the functions. Why, despite Mr. Modi's intolerance towards everybody else, he's thrown away so many people, Jethmalani, that cricketer, Kirti Azad, and so on. So, but a lot of them he has thrown out of the party. But it will be very difficult to him to throw me out. Depends on how, if today's cabinet, I might say perhaps one or two I can exempt. But all the others, they are picked up because they would be a pussycat, because they won't have a spine. They are not people who are, entitled to become ministers. Modi has selected such people.
But according to you, there are 2 or 3 names who are...
Two.
And you can't name them.
I can name them. One is Rajnath and the other is Gadkari. These 2 people, they can stand up. But then alone, how much can they do?
Do you sense healthy team spirit?
At the moment, there's no healthy team spirit. It's Modi and then is Sancho Panza. You know what Sancho Panza is? No, Robinson Crusoe. You'll have to.
I know Robinson Crusoe, but I've never heard of that one.
Man Friday.
Okay.
So, Mr. Amit Shah. And the rest is all, they have to obey.
Have you interacted with Amit Shah?
No need to.
Never?
He's not, no. There's no point. I know what he has done in Gujarat and I don't think I want to meet him.
And I should be able to neutrally have you guys at least talk. That's what the youth want. That's what the audiences also want.
Sure, I will definitely be available for that, but these 2 will not be.
Why?
You ask them. They don't think that they need this kind of thing at all. They think everybody fall in line. I'm the only one who's been allowed to stay so far.
I think they'd be able to reach out to more people's hearts if they speak openly, because there's a lot of mystery surrounding them. I think they should just come out and have a conversation the way you and me are speaking.
They won't, but because by nature they were not brought up on that way. Take this latest one of
electoral bonds. What's your take?
It's a mighty scandal. I don't think he can escape it.
Okay.
Because it's gathering momentum.
The story.
The truth.
As in, I'm saying story from a media perspective. This chapter is
gathering momentum. The truth is that people who were bankrupt obviously had dirty money and paid in large amounts, and then they got contracts from the government when they should have been thrown in jail. So such things are all coming out. Nothing much has come out so far. But what has come out is enough to know what is coming out very soon.
There's more that's going to come out?
Of course. There's so many aspects of it. Right now, the United States, for the first time, has decided to prosecute Mr. Adani. What was Mr. Adani doing that we didn't know? And there are a lot of lies that are being... Take, for example, the occupation of 4,065 square kilometers of Ladakh by China since 2020. What has the Prime Minister said about it? That nobody came. Koi aaya nahi, koi gaya nahi. Right? But that's not what is the truth. And I have filed PIL, right to information. See whether they do. How can they answer now after saying that Chinese have occupied nothing? That they have occupied 4,065 square kilometers of undisputed territory in Ladakh. Why is Mr. Modi keeping quiet?
Does this affect election season? According
Well,
to
it
you?
depends on whether I'm able to effectively put it across. I personally feel that BJP should fight without Mr. Modi, and BJP will definitely win only on the Hindutva issue. But with Mr. Modi there, it will get diluted.
You think he shouldn't be a PM?
She shouldn't be a candidate of the BJP.
And rather than him, who should be the candidate?
Oh, there are plenty of people. That is usual thing we have heard from Jawaharlal Nehru's time, after Jawaharlal Nehru. Told from my childhood that don't go to politics. It's a dirty field. You can get killed in it.
Is the dirt true?
Occasionally, some such things have happened in Gujarat, for example, recently. Recently means about 10 years ago. So it can happen. Media. Of course, today the media has all been shut up. Everyone has got a plaster put on by the Prime Minister's office. They won't publish. For instance, there is a fatwa issued by Mr. Modi that no English newspaper of Delhi will publish anything about me. And nothing appears. Last 4 years, nothing has appeared. Not one line has appeared about me in any of the English papers, with the rare exception and very occasional exception of the Hindu, which whom I know from top to bottom.
Where else, as a podcaster, will I get someone who's this direct? We're from within the BJP. From within the BJP.
Everybody says only one, me, and nobody else.
Are you not scared?
I was not born that way. My mother used to say that there's some wire missing in your brain, that you're never afraid of anything.
Have you ever been in danger physically? Like, have people come
It's
to...
been pointed out to me that you're in danger. But my faith is Lord Vishnu.
The workings of the BJP as a party on the inside.
Right now, there's nothing. It's all broken up. We have a very wonderful party constitution. All that has been disrupted. Everything is nominated by Modi. Before pre-2014, there was elections regularly. There were changes in the presidentship without anyone deciding who it will be. There was voting. It was one of the finest system that had been there from Jansangh days. And that has all been thoroughly disrupted by Mr. Modi.
I remember the interview you did with AAA News again. You spoke about how the data that we receive as the audiences about the GDP growth is not true.
Bogus.
It's manipulated accordingly.
It's bogus. Yeah. The question is, as the agricultural growth rate, the manufacturing growth rate, and the services sector growth rate, are they what the government is claiming it to be? 8%, 9%. Rubbish. It's not more than 4%.
Practically, what's India going to look like in 2030?
What is India going to look to 2030, assuming that Mr. Modi is going to be the Prime Minister?
Yes.
It will be 1930 of United States.
Recession and
The
unemployment.
Great Depression. We'll be in a massive depression.
Economically, this is the economics professor inside you speaking.
Economically, people will be on the road. You will have to produce, like in the United States, it was there.
You're a Harvard professor
Yes.
in economics.
Yes.
Why do you think your voice or your thoughts are not heard then?
That's not got anything to do with Harvard or my voice, you see. He said, basically, I'm a political threat. If I'm a minister, I won't listen to the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister says, do this. And I say, no, sorry, this is wrong. It will be not be. I can't do it. Then what will he do? So that is the problem.
Nitin Gadkari's heart at peace.
I don't know. I have not talked to him. I think what he has been put through by Modi, he should not be at peace.
The reason for the lack of action on the Indian
Because
side.
Modi is blackmailed by them.
You're talking about some internal stuff.
I am talking about no stuff at all. I'm just telling you blackmailed. What is he blackmailed by? I might tell you later. Maybe in the elections I might tell.
During election season.
I might, but I'm not decided. It's not an easy thing to swallow.
Okay. So simply because of...
Why don't he call off the Chinese ambassador and say, go back. Till we clear this you out of this line, we don't need the arms. That's the first thing anybody would do, but he doesn't do it.
Do you think that this podcast is going to create any waves or changes in policy in...
No, it will not. It's because these people are duffers. They don't know. All these efforts I put in In fact, Mr. Modi, he took all my help when he could. And then the moment he became Prime Minister, Swamy, who is that Swamy? You know, that kind of mentality he has. He's saying that there are so many things that we can do for the sake of the country, but he's not doing it. He has sold out to the Russians. He has sold out to the Chinese. And he makes out as if something, and all these lies that are being spread. I certainly think that BJP will win. But I would like to see Modi either not contest or lose in the contest. He is, in my opinion, now not a safe person to be in the Prime Minister's chair.
Not a safe person.
It is not safe for India for him to be in the Prime Minister's chair, because he has seems to have no values which I don't know whether he had it before or not, but he didn't show up. But now it's quite clear that he is a person who he believes in a kind of dictatorship, and it could develop. The extreme example is that of Hitler. The moderate example of this is Putin. These people started off looking as if they were Democrats who wanted to change things. But in the end, they became monsters. So I think basically I have been saying very strongly, it's not hidden. I've been saying that he should be either defeated if he's put up, but best of all, he's not put up.
Which won't happen?
Can't say, because right now, situation is such. There are people who think that this is not the time to remove him. Maybe after the elections, remove him after 1 year. These are the things that are being told to me.
Within the BJP?
Obviously, I won't talk to anybody else.
Hypothetically speaking, if the BJP is in power again, post these elections, and PM Modi is reinstated as the Prime Minister, what do you think his moves will be over 1 year?
Well, he will be making sure that there's no more elections for a long time.
As in elections will be...
Yeah, it will be postponed. Because then he will think now the country is totally with him and he can do what he likes. You just read Germany of 1935, 32 to 37 rather. Same mentality. Started off as a Democrat, and then he saw this huge wave of organized crowds. Many things which I didn't know about him in Gujarat I've come to know. I can't tell you on this forum. I have seen how he has behaved with some people who have become vulnerable and miserable. So there are many things that I know, which today is not the right time for me to speak as long as I'm in the BJP.